Hi, we are about to be taking a look at the brand new Poppies collection from Lewis Irene for 2023. We'll be exploring all 15 of the main designs, plus this wonderful double-edged border that Lewis Irene have created as part of the collection. We will be chatting about some projects that you can use the prints for, and we also have a free quilt pattern for you as well, which we will be taking a little bit of a look at. Hi, it's Charles at Empress Mills, and today we're taking a look at the brand new for 2023 Poppies collection created by the UK design house Lewis Irene. Lewis Irene have created a Poppies range in the past, I think maybe even a couple of times, but this does have some particular differences. The main one being that the poppy flowers themselves are very, very natural looking. They've gone down the look of really sort of trying to capture the true essence of a poppy, where in the past, both Lewis Irene and other manufacturers, in fact, other designers, should I say, in fact, have tended to go down quite a stylised route with the poppy. But these, and you'll see on many of the other designs that we'll take a closer look at, these have more of a natural feel, more of a true natural look to them. So just something a little bit different, really. This is one of the main prints from the design. It's got this lovely main pink poppy head, and the background, which I'm sure you'll be seeing anyway, has this nice subtle soft pink feel to it. And the other couple of features that I do just want to point out, we've got the hair and this little bee character, which has a little trail following it as well. And those two little characters feature in a couple of the other designs as well. They're just a nice little touch that Lewis Irene have added to the print. As always with the Lewis Irene collection, there are 15 designs in the range, 5 main prints in 3 colourways. So that's the first colourway in that design. And then there is this one, which to me is just epically striking. Just look at that. It's amazing, isn't it? They've really done a fantastic job with all the range, in fact, but that one to me just encapsulates the poppy feel. I don't know about your thoughts on it, but it does to me. Very much the red poppy, and Lewis Irene reference it in their sort of blurb about the range. Poppies have long been a symbol for remembrance, and in recent times they serve as remembrance for those who have fought in wars. But they have long been used as symbols as far back as Greece and ancient Egypt, which I didn't realise. But to me, don't know about you, but that's sort of the classic poppy of remembrance, just there. Really nice, nice print. But with those little touches of the animals, just softens it a little bit, makes it nice. The third colourway in it is this option, which is a really pretty floral, moving away from it being quite as striking and bold, and go into this sort of softer finish, this softer feel with the nice pink poppy head, obviously the little creatures still, and a sort of a naturally styled background on that one. It's a really beautiful design, and I think shows the differences that colours can make. The same print, massively striking on that one, and then much softer as a delicate floral on that option. Again, just giving you different options, thinking about projects, of course. The next 3 are one of the little pretty blenders that have come with the range. This is the natural option. Now, Lewis Irene have gone quite bland with the description of this. I think they've just called it poppy dots or something along those sort of lines. Now, when we looked at this print, originally, to be honest, we hadn't looked at the names that Lewis Irene had given them, and we instantly thought poppy seeds. I said to Mum just before we started recording, well, what we're calling these, and oh, they're poppy seeds. It's not what Lewis Irene have called them, but they do very much have that feel. And I think with the association with poppies, obviously they seed so well, it is quite a nice little thought if you wanted to blend that into your thinking on the range. It comes in the 3 colourways, so we've got that natural, we've got this nice soft pink, and then also after the soft pink there is the red version. And while we've got it, we'll just quickly pick up on the detail that's on this design, because I mismentioned it when I first showed you that first natural colour. But you've got not just the main I'm going to avoid calling it seed, thinking about Lewis Irene, not calling it that, but not the main sort of dot, but all of the fabric and all of the background has a very, 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 very fine speckle, which hopefully we'll pick up nicely. It'll be down to Nat, who sorts our cameras, to make sure that we're getting that for you. But that speckle just softens the background from being a solid, just a pure solid background. It's got this very fine speckle, almost a gentle texture to it. Really, really nice blender. It's one of the sort of blenders that will be popular in this range, but I'm sure will go across many ranges because it just ticks that box of giving you something a little bit different. Moving on, we've got this one. Now, in Lewis and Irene's mind, this is another blender from the range, but again, to us, it's a lovely all-round design. You've got these gorgeous little poppy heads. This is the closest to a stylised poppy you'll get in this range. The rest are all very, very, very natural feeling. This does have a touch of natural, but it's just that slightly more stylised option. But nice, a nice general print. And again, the background on this, let me move on because I think you'll be able to see it slightly better on this one maybe. It is a solid colour, but it almost, the background mimics the previous blender that I mentioned. It mimics the background of that blender slightly, with having just a touch of a texture to it almost. Obviously not a physical texture, it's a lovely smooth fabric, but it's just got that little bit of something. Whether that's because of the colour of the main poppies and the way they're organised, or because of the background itself, but it doesn't feel just like a purely a harsh block colour almost. And it's also in this gorgeous colour as well, nice rich colour there. Look at that rich shade as well. And again, the background there, you call it a dark navy, but again, it's just got that little bit of something to it rather than being too stark almost. And the little bits of detail with the poppy heads as well in there. So that's the main two blender prints. Let me just tidy these up, and then I can move as quickly on to the last few fabrics. So this is one of Mum's favourites. She loves a nice sort of whimsical style print like this. Just take a peek at that. It's gorgeous, isn't it? Multi-directional, so you can use it in any part of your project. And you're just seeing that little bit more of the poppy plant on here with those gorgeous heads, of course. And that is going back to almost the soft, very, very soft pink, almost the sort of a purpley colour background to that one. There is a natural version in it, just there. That natural where the flowers really, really stand out. Really very, very pretty, that one. And then also the quite stark option, which is really stunning, really quite impressive. This one with that dark background and then those red poppies and obviously the green touch of the stem really popping on that. But perfect for so many different things. And that's, again, this is one of the prints in particular that you'd think of for this. Lewis and Irene fabrics, they're 100% cotton. I'll touch on some of the projects a bit later, but they're 100% cotton, as you probably know. A grade A quality cloth, so a nice premium quality fabric, designed with quilting in mind, but perfect for so many projects. This would be absolutely ideal as a dress, as a blouse, anything along those sorts of lines, but particularly a dress, it would be absolutely gorgeous for. Nice and soft to the touch, cool, lovely, lovely. So I would just move those three quickly, which will bring us on to the last main designs. And these are some of my favourites from the range. Just look at this print. Fantastic. You've got that larger poppy head on here, just that little bit more of the sort of foliage around it almost. And the bee, of course, making an appearance again. He's a busy chap. Yes, just a gorgeous design. Again, multi-directional as well. And you're really seeing that sort of natural element. And they've picked up on a few different sort of shapes and elements to the flower head. So you've got the one where the head almost looks to be looking at you, and then the different angles here, all sorts of different little tweaks of angles, different tweaks of shading, which again is where Lewis and Irene just go to town on the detail in these designs. You almost miss it because it's just there sort of thing. But they do spend so long, and I know they do from chatting to them, they spend so long just tweaking elements of designs. Look, just here, another little element here. So we've got that sort of bug there. We've got that with the head just starting to show, you know, all these little tweaks that just make it something special. You almost, as I say, don't realise that they're there, but they're the things that make it a nice, well-rounded design. It comes in this natural shade that we've seen on some of the others as well. And then again, going very stark and very, very striking, just take a peek at this one. There we go, how fantastic is that? Really, really striking with that dark background, the red poppies and that green foliage as well. And it just enables you to pick out those key elements, like I mentioned about the poppy head, but also these other little elements where they're just starting to burst into life. The green of the foliage pops a lot more on this. A really, really striking design, it is indeed. I'm sure from past experience with the poppy range, this will be a real favourite, but it's not hard to see why, is it? It's a really gorgeous print. It really, really is. That's it for the main range itself. Let me just move these three quickly. I've got another fabric to show you briefly from the collection. There is the double-edged border just here, which features the hair again. So it's a lovely double-edged border. I've actually got, in the classic here's one I've done earlier moment, I've got a metre cut, and the hair's making an appearance again. So we've got this lovely hair. Is the bee on here? I feel like I've looked and no, the bee isn't on here. So we've just got this hair again from one of the previous designs, so it ties together nicely. And the border, you've got the main element of the poppies running along the bottom. Obviously the field of poppies, very, very iconic of course. And then the gorgeous sky. And again, Lewis and Irene just added that little touch into the sky of shading with the sun and the clouds. And it's a question we always receive. So to see it opened up, that is the length of the fabric. And if you were to order a metre, that's how it opens up. So again, that's the length. And that's the metre piece that you would receive, just to give you a feel. So you get the sort of the double edge of the border, if you will. And that's why also it does work in fat quarter form. Fat quarters are available of this, because you would receive in essence that element there as part of a fat quarter piece. So again, it works fine for fat quarters. Always popular, absolutely ideal for use on quilt projects, cushions, and in particular, we always see double-edged borders now used as dresses. It works absolutely fantastic to be used around the bottom of a dress, and then you can either layer up with that and attach to one of the other fabrics, or of course a fabric of your choice, but always very popular for that. Please send us your pictures as well. We always love to see any projects you make using the Empress ranges, and we love the double-edged border projects. It's always nice to see fabrics used. We spend so long looking at them before they arrive and as they arrive, so it's lovely, lovely, lovely to see them used. So please do share any pictures you've got. You can tag us on Instagram, for example, or just email them over. We just like to take a peek at them. In terms of projects, I touched on it earlier, but the fabrics are 100% cotton. Lewis and Irene always print on a premium grade A quality cloth, which means it's incredibly smooth. That's a bonus, because yes, it is nice to touch, but also it ensures you get a wonderful print quality. It's absolutely pristine, so the designs that they've created transfer over better onto a better quality cloth. And also it means that it isn't going to be wearing out, so you can use it for all sorts of projects. It's designed with quilting in mind. Wonderful for dresses, as I've mentioned, absolutely perfect for cushions, anything along those sort of lines. Lewis and Irene themselves, with Sally Ablett, she's a renowned designer now. She's done many, many different designs. She works closely with the Lewis and Irene team, and she has put together some quilt patterns specifically with this range in mind. So it's one pattern, two colourways, should I say. And she's given all of the details. So hopefully with the power of Nat's technology behind the scenes. You will see the red option now in front of you, which is absolutely beautiful. A really striking quilt, I'm sure you will agree. And then there is also this option here, which hopefully you'll be seeing now, which has more of a pink element to it, much more of a softer element to it than the first one, which is very, very striking. Both have their uses. If you want a striking option, you've got that black and red option. If you'd like a more soft, subtle option, then the one utilising more of the pinks is a nice change. And I think that, again, is something that Lewis and Irene have done really well with these, giving you those different options, whether you want to go striking or softer with the range. One last thing to mention before we go, we've got the Fat Quarter bundles. These are curated by Lewis and Irene. It's not something that we put together. It's something that the team at Lewis and Irene do as part of the design process. They work into these colour groups. If you've watched one of our videos before, I hope you're not bored by this bit, but basically in the group of 15, so there's 5 main designs in 3 different colourways. Those 3 colourways actually break out into 3 almost mini collections that you can use either independently of each other, or, it blows my mind, cleverly you can bring all 3 together if you want in a larger piece, for example. But those 3 sets are wonderful mini sets within the range, so a great option to just ponder if you want sort of a smaller selection. And they are very much set up into the slightly more subtle option, and then obviously the slightly more striking option from the range in general that I've mentioned already. So yes, they're there, and we'll be popping some extra pictures online so you take a peek at those in some really quite close detail. The bumbleberries from this range, which Lewis and Irene normally curate a special set of bumbleberries to work throughout the entire collection, aren't quite the same. They haven't done that. Truth be told, I'm not entirely sure why. Maybe it's because they already added the border prints. They didn't want to overwhelm people with the bumbleberries. But the set we have there have been made thinking about the quilt set, thinking about the quilts. So they work with, there's the grey and the green option. It's a nice, very sort of light silvery grey option. Work with the softer coloured quilt, and the black and the sort of neutrally sort of ecru style option works with that striking quilt, and it just makes the designs pop. That's the sort of idea behind those. But they aren't as much for the entire range as more designed for the specific quilts this time. Just a little quirk on norm. I thought I would mention it. And other than that, I think I have covered everything. It is always a popular collection, Poppies, and I hope that you like it this year. We are really quite taken by this sort of natural element that we've already discussed, and I hope that resonates with you guys too, of course. If you have any questions, please get in touch. You can leave a comment underneath the video. You can message us through any of the social channels, or of course through the website. And please don't hesitate, pick the phone up, the telephone numbers on the site. If you've got any questions at all, give us a call. Either me or one of the team will be pleased to help. Thank you so much indeed for watching as always, and I hope to see you again soon. Bye bye.